G'day guys and welcome back to AdosTheGreat YouTube channel. So guys, in today's video, I'm going to be giving you my predictions for the New South Wales Blues team for Game 1 of Origin 2022. So at fullback, I think this one's pretty easy. Going to Tedesco. Tedesco, in my mind, will be the fullback 100%. The wingers, I think we'll see Brian To'o. Might not work. To'o, there we go. I think Brian To'o locks in that position, as I do think Adokar also locks in that position. In the centres now, I've gone a little bit left field here for one selection. One player I think has to be, and I'm going to go on this side, has to be Stephen Crichton. I think he 100% deserves that centre spot next to Brian To'o. Obviously, I think that's going to be an absolute lethal side. And then on the other side, now, look, I know a lot of people are probably going to disagree with this selection, and this could be a little bit of Rabbitohs bias coming out, but I will explain this selection in a second. So, my selection there is Campbell Graham. Now, obviously, a lot of you guys won't be, unless you're a Rabbitohs fan, you wouldn't have been following Rabbitohs football all that much. Now, I completely understand that Keon Staggs has been having an amazing season, as has Siosifa Talakai, although he's slowly starting to come off a little bit. He's not playing as good as he was earlier on in the season. Campbell Graham, for me, has been one of, if not the most consistent centres this year. Keon Staggs has had some amazing games, but I honestly, and this might just be biased, but this is my pick, I honestly don't think there's been a centre in the game as consistent as Campbell Graham. While Souths have been pretty bad in a lot of games this year, he's always been their best player. He has just stood out for Souths, been an absolute weapon for them, and I think he definitely deserves that Blues jumper. The halves, they name themselves, if I'm allowed to name them. Luai gets 5'8". Halfback is 100% Nathan Cleary. All right, so that's your back line. Look, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for naming Campbell Graham, but I honestly think the selectors are probably going to look at him. I really do. Look, I could be completely wrong, but I think he'll be there somewhere in this squad. Next up at lock, we've got probably the most informed lock of the year, Isaiah Yeo. The edges, I'm going to pick, this is tough. For the edges, I'm going with, I can't even remember who I had here. For the edges, I had, just got to go through them all. Tyson Frizzell is on one edge, and the other one,
if you've got any health in your body, I put it there.
Who did I have on the other edge?
Instead of death, it was I that gave it to you.
I've just bloody forgot. I did have it written down, but I left my sheet of paper at work. Now, when I see the name, I'll know who it is. Oh, it's Cameron Murray. That was stupid. Yeah, Cameron Murray, I think with him more than likely coming back this week, he will definitely get that edge position. I don't see him taking the lock position off Isaiah Yeo. I think he's made that his. Front row, this one is pretty easy. Payne Haas gets one, and the other will go to Paulo. So that's the front row for me. And at dummy half, it is Damien Cook. And that is my starting 13. So let's go over the 13 one more time. James Tedesco at fullback. The wingers are Josh Adokar and Brian To'o. In the centres, I've got Campbell Graham and Stephen Crichton. The halves are Nathan Cleary and Jerome Luai. In the back row, I've got Tyson Frizzell, Cameron Murray, and at lock, Isaiah Yeo. Payne Haas and Junior Paulo are in the front row with Damien Cook at dummy half. The bench for me, and this is another player I think that definitely deserves to be there, career best year, and that's Nico Hines. Next up on the bench, I have Liam Martin, followed up by, I think I had Madison there. And then my last pick was also I believe it was a prop. And I had Daniel Saifidi. That was my team. That's how I lined this one up. Another player that I would have liked to put in, and I swapped and changed Daniel Saifidi and this player for the 18th man and 17th or number 17 jersey, and that was Keon Kolodangi. Again, might be a biased Rabbitohs take, but I think he's having an amazing season and deserves to get a run as well. So, you could have Saifidi there or Kolodangi. Either or, I think both of those players deserve it. But I think at the end of the day, I think I'm going to give it to Saifidi, mainly for the fact that it lacks a little bit of size. Like both these two, well, they could probably fill in the front row. They're both predominantly back rowers. Daniel Saifidi sort of gives more positional coverage, I guess, off the bench. So I think that's a pretty fair 17-man squad. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Do you think I've hit the nail on the head there? Or do you think I am way off? Would love to hear your opinions, guys. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do hit that sub button if you are new. I think I've got like 9% of people that watch my videos are subscribed. So if you are new here, guys, please hit that sub button. Thank you all so much for your support. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.